Hey all. Oh, what a night it has been, boy. Peace of mind to everyone. This show is going to be about our community, a safe place for us to go to, a showcase. Today that I'm going to build will be compiled of my subscribers on a list that I've collected of people who have subscribed to the channel here, and I'm going to keep collecting of common folk who are in the same position. This offers us to share our creations in peace of mind because we all know one another, and it's hard to find whenever you're out, on YouTube, trying to find your way through video, and you want to comment sometimes, but you get intimidated. Like myself, I was very intimidated. That's why I wore the mask. That's another reason why I wore the mask as well, is because I was a little bit hesitant with coming out with all this. Anytime I ever mentioned anything about anything that's ever happened to me, it has been pretty hard to try to, hey, Seven Serpents, how are you? Good morning. Got your cup of coffee? I know I do. And I just want to say to everyone, the first rule of meditation, I found out last night, is whenever you're a starter and you don't know too much about it and you're trying to get there, don't ever lay down in the bed and try to meditate. Like me, I fell asleep, and that's why I didn't do the show last night. Because I fell asleep while I was trying to meditate. And boy, I slept hard, and I slept too long, and I probably some things probably entered into me, so I apologize. But I thought I'd get up here early this morning and get this done, because I got to work tonight, and there's not going to be any time. I need to meditate myself. All right. There you go. Seven Serpents. Good cup of joe. Better than alcohol. Of course, I could probably use some in there. But I don't drink. I'm too much of a weight. I drink too much whenever I drink. So I quit drinking. Let me make sure. Oh, and this channel will also help us group together, in one area, because if we all stick together, you know what I mean? We find each other's channels, we subscribe to each other's channels, we watch each other's videos instead of going off watching the past. The past is the past now. If you're dead, I mean, really, if you believe that you're dead at this point, then what the hell do you need the past for anymore? Is strive for what we're going for, and that's our future and our existence of being. So I'd say to that, yeah, don't be watching all your past tense stuff, because it doesn't relate to how you are now. So keep in the know. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I created this site, is so everyone can keep in the know. I haven't been able yet I haven't had time to be able to trying to get the computer up, and it's been really, really hard. All I need now is a cam, a webcam for it. I tried my phone. I don't know how to sync it up to the darn thing. I need an ID of some kind, and it's not my computer, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I don't want to mess up somebody else's computer while I'm trying to do something, So I just keep using my phone until I can get to the center, and we can do this, live at the center, and it'll be all great, and maybe then I'll even have a moderator to help with comments, so that it keeps the comments down as well, and now it may be a safe haven for our comments during live stream. So I have plans, it's just time, it takes time for those plans, because other people are involved that I don't even know yet. I don't even know these people yet. I just went up there once, and they said I can use their stuff, and I got a hold of the director there, and he's gonna set me up. Supposedly, he hasn't got a hold of me. She hasn't got a hold of me yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And I came across a story in my head and something's telling me to say it. You know, I think that somebody can utilize this later on, and I got to say it now while it's early in the video. So please don't hang up yet. Not you, Seven Servants, but to whoever's watching, don't hang up yet. This message goes to somebody. It popped out again, sorry. Somebody must be going through this, because it's there and it's been there ever since I woke up. Power. Be careful with it. One time, there was two times actually, two times in my life, because I had no idea of how I know and how I feel these things and how I do these things. But I was young, I was in the 8th grade, and my friend, she was banging her head against the concrete pillar, and it was horrible to watch that as a teenager, 15 years old, watching your best friend bang her head against a concrete pillar on the edge, the corner edge. It was horrifying, and I was devastated. They sent me back to class, and I was still devastated. I couldn't sit there, I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't even think. I kept wanting to cry, I kept wanting to be by myself, you know, but they wanted me to be in there. Well, if they want me to be in a classroom, then I want to be in a classroom where I like my teacher, and I'm able to communicate with my teacher and get counseling from my teacher. I didn't like my counselor at school. I liked this teacher. His name was Mr. Hunt. Peace, Mr. Hunt. He was a computer programming teacher, a computer teacher there. Got along with him, great soul, just like us. I know he knew. Great soul. He was. I wanted to talk to him, and it didn't happen. She wouldn't let me. The bird wouldn't let me. I kept thinking the bird, you know. She had a nose like a bird, and that's what everybody called her, was the bird, because, you know, we were young kids and we were mean. So she wanted me to sit in class, and I got up and I said, no, I'm going to see Mr. Hunt. I need someone to talk to. I'm about ready to break down, and I don't want to break down in front of everybody. And we're out in the hall at this point, because I'm already walking, you know, and she's following me, and she grabs me, and that's one thing you don't do to me, is grab me. You don't enter my personal space whenever I'm in, like, a power trip. I guess that's what you could say, because I was pretty mad. I was mad. I wanted to go see Mr. Hunt, and I didn't want to cry in front of everybody. I didn't want to show myself in front of everybody. Yeah, that was really hard to deal with, and I'm mad, and she pulled on me, and she said, no, you can't go. And I said, well, I'm going, whether you like it or not. She said, well, you can't go, I'll send you to detention. I said, you go ahead and send me to detention, the bird, because let me tell you what, bird, next year, or the year after that, or the year after that, you're going to fall right down these stairs, and you're going to fucking break your arm, bitch. Excuse my language. And I you know, I need to watch my language on this channel, because words are words, and okay. So that's how upset I was, and I stormed off. Next year coming, she fell down those exact stairs and broke her arm. Whenever I was an adult, my boyfriend went sea-dooing with his buddies, and I couldn't go. And I was pretty mad because he wouldn't wait for me to get off of work, and he was going to leave. And it's like he couldn't wait 2 hours, an hour for me to go. You know, I wasn't like thinking that he was out cheating on me, and I was just thinking that, hey, I want to go, you know, bored, you know, I work my butt off, you know, I'd like to have some fun. And he didn't want to wait for me. So whenever I left for work, I said, listen, I hope you fucking go blind. Guess what happened? A wave hit him in the face, and he went blind for a few minutes. So be careful with your power. Be very, very careful with your power, because it will harm somebody, and that will bring a negative effect on you, and it will reflect. You know, you have to do a lot of meditation and a lot of forgiving yourself and a lot of bubble popping, you know, to get that. Let's put on the bubbles. Let's put on those bubbles. Yeah, boy. Oh no, I like the cartoon. How do you like the cartoon? No, we'll go with that. Yay! Because I realized something. I realized that, you know, so I get hands up, you know. Because whenever you realize that your power can harm somebody, well, you know, that's an achievement within yourself. Let me get rid of this now. Oh man, that's scary. Sorry. I love playing with these. I'm so sorry. These are cool. These are so cool. Uh, so let's see. Who's here? Who's here? Who's here? Let's see. Who's all here? I know Seven Serpents is here. And I just wanted to give Seven Serpents a shout out, man. I checked out your channel a little. I couldn't check it out all the way, you know, because everything is kind of wonky right now with me. Where is it at? I can't seem to find it. I wrote it down. Oh man, I wrote it down on the other paper. You were one of my first that I was going to mention because you're always on with me. Seven Serpents, write down what your channel's about for me, if you would. Okay? Deborah Gale. I don't think I'm Deborah Gale. I don't think I'm subscribed yet. I'm sorry, I keep putting my hand there. And Etheric, I do have a shout out for you. And I have to go by my notes because, like I was telling Seven, I meditated last night. Be careful whenever you meditate, whenever you're a newcomer. I laid down to meditate on the bed and I turned off the lights and I fell asleep. So always sit up or make yourself a little bit uncomfortable whenever you're meditating. So that's why I didn't do this show last night, is because I fell asleep. And Seven Serpents is going to type out what his channel's about. I didn't write it down because it was one of my first, and I was on a show last night with Chill, and I kind of got distracted from, you know, my copying. So I'm sorry, Seven Serpents. Please forgive me. I still love you. But let me give this shout out to Etheric, Etheric Essentials with Deb Tucker. She has oils to soothe the body. So if you need oils to soothe the body, yeah, Etheric is the place to go. I checked her out a little. She has a little bit of stuff. It looks like she's just starting out from what I looked at, I think, unless it was somebody else. It could have been somebody Kiss that I was looking at as well. Let me see here. Oh, come on. You haven't answered back, Seven Serpents, and I understand you're probably busy. Let me see if I can find my other notes where I wrote it down, because I did write it down. I just forgot to copy it on my nicer notes, the notes that are really nice. And I'm so disorganized with this, and I'm sorry, but it's live, and I don't really care. At least live, I can kind of take my time with it, and you know, kind of just go with it. Thank you, Seven Serpents. Seven Serpents takes complicated occult objects and try to make them more understandable, mostly covering, I can't pronounce those, Ateism, Gnosticism, and Kabbalah. Kabbalah, I'm going to have to check that out myself. Thank you for that. I appreciate your shout out to yourself. It started 6 months ago. So Etheric started 6 months ago. And she specializes and customizes chakra oils. So yeah, that ought to be really soothing to your body, along with that Kabbalah. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call coming. Let me erase that, dismiss that. Sorry. So I'm just going to start off at the top of the list and go from there. And I just wanted to know, Deborah, I don't think that you're on my list. I'll check. Let me check here. Deborah, no, I don't see it unless I didn't copy it myself. Do you have anything on your channel that that would help someone with getting through this? I mean, there's lots of things that, you know, people do. Like, let me see here. I think it's Mama Chaos. Does that? No, that's not Mama. Yeah, Mama Chaos. She basically specializes in, you know, join her for the ride and her experience. I mean, she has family and she's trying to juggle all that. So even that, you know, you can get help from other people who know, you know, because it's kind of hard to talk to somebody. Well, listen, you know, I got to meditate all the time and I got to get in my know, you know, because you want to be honest and you don't want to hide anything from anyone at any time, because they're going to ask you, well, what are you doing? You know, why do you need meditation? You know, so you don't want to be embarrassed about what you're doing. And it's kind of easier if you can get advice from somebody who's already there and who already knows what they're doing with that. So we have analytical mystic, and she's our diamond. She does tarot card readings, and you'll see what I'm talking about whenever you see her. She is just a diamond. Her name is Analytical Mystic. Cute little thing. You guys will love her. Anonymous is, if you want to, I don't really watch these anymore, but sometimes I'll throw these to people that I love to kind of wake them up if they don't know what's going on in the real world, you know. I'll kind of throw them anonymous, and other people like it. That way, you know, if we go outside of the zone for truthers like outer light guy, or, you know, then you're going to run into those people that don't know about it, and then they're going to be trolling you on it. So Anonymous would have that within our community, and he knows all about us. So thanks, Deb. But yeah, if you have anything that, you know, Deb, if you have anything that you want to share that you have on your channel, even a playlist. I mean, there's people with, you know, playlists like just musical blues playing, you know, it's always nice, you know, to connect with people. And sometimes they go up live, you know, and sometimes they come to your chat, and then you know who they are, and then you can already be familiar with them and what they're about. Boogeyman, he scares you with truth. So if you want to scare somebody, boo, go to Boogeyman. Chaos, Hybrid, Phoenix. You love gaming like I do. He's it right there, boy. That's it right there. It's Hybrid. Chaos Hybrid, Phoenix Gaming. He was really good. He was playing Destiny yesterday. It was really, really, really soothing. He didn't talk too much. Now, if you like funny, I would go with Jacksepticeye or Markiplier. I just wouldn't comment in their sections because they're really big. But they are of the know, I think. They seem like it. Especially Jack, I think he recently came into it because he went through this bout, and it seemed like it, you know, I didn't know what was going on at the time. You know, I was just thinking there was something going on with him. But I think it was the know that got to him recently, and now he's with with a girl like Etheric Essentials, you know, and people of that nature. So that seemed kind of weird to me. Self-help people. So I'm thinking that he might know, or he might be on the verge of knowing. Darla Dawn, 222. She meditates, and you can meditate in her house. She has a really good meditation. Go on and see her. Gemma Barker. Nice old school playlist there. Need some old school. She's got it. He. Sorry. Jason Rios. Wake up to the truth with him. Send that over to someone who doesn't know. I mean, you don't really want to feed out too much fear factor, but sometimes fear makes people wake up. If they see the fear, if they see them pushing this fear, and you point that out to them, you know, like with people like like Jason Rios and, Anonymous and Boogeyman, kind of puts a little bit of funny into it, because you're looking at it and you know what they're doing, and it's kind of funny, in a way. So if you look at it from that aspect, it's really cool. Like, what's his name? What is his name? Oh, darn it. I can't remember his name. He does it funny, all the time. I can't remember his name. He got kicked off of YouTube recently. Anyway, I forgot his name because all that's passed to me. I don't watch it anymore. I try to stay away from it because I like this community better. I like going in within this community and checking out all the creators and what they're creating for themselves. It's a rush, actually. You should do that sometime. Go just go around in your community of people who are subscribed to you and check them out, and check out their subscribers as well. And pluck them out, bring them in here, bring them in our little zone. We need a little zone because there's a lot of people that feel embarrassed about this, a lot of people that feel embarrassed about this. I know I did. And I try to talk to people about it, even about the story about the teacher and that. It was... Well, there you go, Deborah. That's it right there. Deborah has Boys Being Silly at Home. There's your palate cleanser, guys. You need some palate cleansing? Get that bad taste out of your mouth? Go to Deborah Gale. I'll be subscribing to you once I get off of here, Deborah. Let me write that down, that way I don't forget. Always write down. Have a piece of paper, pencil, always. Have like 3-4 pencils, because you're going to want to be writing. These ideas are just going to be flowing to you, and you're not going to be able to keep up with it. Deborah Gale. Subscribe. All right. I'm just going to go to comments here because they're coming in and I'm not seeing them. They're not popping up, and I thought they would. I keep thinking that they're going to pop up. Well, I turned down the buffering. Is the buffering any better, guys? And I just got to Deborah's last email, last thing that said thanks, and that was at 9:39. So apparently it's running okay, it seems like, because it seems kind of responsive, a little bit quick. I'm trying to learn this, and I really don't know. I think I changed it. I hope I did. I'm pretty sure it clicked over to a lesser buffing, because before I had it on a higher buff, and Chill was telling me last night to set it down at a lower buff and it'll run better. So I set it down to a lower buff, but I didn't want to put it down too low like he does, because I have a pretty good, bandwidth here as far as T-Mobile goes. So everybody got their coffee? Well, if you mean my video seems good, thank you, 7. I appreciate it. I hope so, because my outer is my inner, and I'm trying to relay that in a sense, and in order to do that, I need a good connection with you guys, because I need to be on top of your words here. Where was I at? I did Gemma Barker, I did Jason, and of course Jeff Daugherty. Can't forget about Jeff Daugherty, can we? He is the best. He is our Christ right here. He is our Christ. He gave me and this is our channel, by the way, and whenever I say my, me, yours, we, I mean ours. So it's just a turn of phrase until I can get my words in order, because sooner or later I'm going to be saying R to everything. On this channel, at least. I mean, unless I'm talking and, well, you know what I mean. So Jeff Daugherty, he has facts in scripture. So if you're needing to wake somebody up, and they already seen the horrors out there. The best way to get them woke up is to sit down with them with some basics. The first basics video, sit down with them. And like I did my mom, make them watch it. You know, tell them, hey, this is for your own good. I need you to watch this. Because look, you know, I know that they say you don't need to push something, but, you know, come on. We've been lied to here. And I'm mad that I've been lied to. I'm mad, I'm upset that we've been lied to. You know, and why not sit down with the person you love? You love them, right? You care about them, you're trying to guide them in the right direction, so why not sit down with them with those videos and say, look, I need you to see these. I need you to see the truth about things. And if you don't believe it after this, then it's on you. But in the end, whenever we all fail at this, it's going to be your fault. I wouldn't say that, but I feel that way, you know? And I try to make it an importance that people realize that we all got to pull together in this, because that's why we're being called. That's why we've been being called. You know, I looked at people's subscriptions and, you know, old schoolers, and this has been going on for quite some time where people have been waking up. But, you know, everybody's feeling more and more like this is it. You know, like there's a reason for this. Wake up here. And even if it's not here on this plane, even if nothing's going to happen here to Earth, we still got to deal with the next plane, right? And we all know that what we all know. So if we know it, then tell it. Tell the truth about the way it is. But just don't push it, you know, like Jeff says. But I usually just bring them over to Jeff's channel and introduce them, or I link them to his playlist and ask them to watch the first 3 videos. That way, if they have any questions, and they can just continue with those videos on further. Thanks, Deborah. Yeah, always. The more you push, the more they do resist. That's why like with my mom, the way I did it with my mom, I just kind of like, she asked me what's going on because she's seen that I had a difference in me, and you know, I said, you wouldn't understand. I can't explain it to you. All I can say is that I believe in something that's more than anything that we ever known, even in the Bible. And she looked at me, and she was kind of curious. And I said, well, to be quite honest with you, you know, there's a lot of people that are waking up right now and have been woke up before, and we're all coming out in spurts. And it's kind of weird, Mom. It's very confusing and hard. And the reason why I approached her about this is because she called me crazy. And it made me feel bad about myself. And I didn't like that feeling, and I didn't like my mom making me feel that way. And I had to check her on that. So I basically came out with the movement first. And then she got curious after that. I could tell she got curious because she was already into the magic before, whenever she was pregnant with me, and a little bit after. That's why I'm saying it could be in the DNA, the power DNA, you know, like if you radiate power within this power, it will resonate into your child's DNA or into their thoughts of the DNA. You know what I mean? So let's move on to Johan. He's a telepath with meditation. So that might be a good one to check out if you're wanting to do something like that and you need some guidance, because things like that, powers like that, you really should have in check. So whenever you do one of these, you should do 2 or 3 of them to verify, you know, like with telepath, you should also do meditation and maybe some analytical and pluck out those things before you actually do these these powerful things, you know what I mean? At least that's what I feel, you know, because with my experiences, you know, like with sending power to harm somebody twice already, that's where it has gotten me in my life. So, you know, you want to be able to watch these powers, and I've always tried to watch that kind of power, and always tried to watch what I say to people, because that power that's coming out of your words is coming out of your body and coming out of your power, and it's blowing right straight for that person, and it goes directly at them, so be careful. Just a Human. Go trucking with Just Human. Just a Human, yeah. You can go trucking with him, and I'm going to have to go trucking with him, because that was one of my passions whenever I was choosing a career, was trucking. So, to Just a Human. Callie Bailey TV. He's one of my saviors on a little pluck that I had to do. Where is it at? I had to pluck out and pluck it out and pluck it out and pluck it out, but he helped me pluck out something. I went on his station. I was watching this video of he was talking about, don't shoot me, Popo. And it was bird poop on his thing. So funny. And you know, that got me to thinking of something my dad said to me. If you're scared, go to church. Now, my father, he was mad at God. He took his sister away, and that really puts some meaning into that. I tell you what, that really puts some meaning into that. You know, my dad knew deep down about this, but he didn't know he knew. And I was wondering what that look was whenever he passed away. There was a look that he gave me, and believe me, he wasn't awake, you know. He was comatose, but his eyes were open. I made him keep his eyes open, that way he can look at me. So I can guide him through, you know, safely. And the look in his eye, just, I think he knew in the end of exactly what was there. So that was interesting, and that brought back that memory. So thank you, Kaylee. Thank you very much. Kimber Kiss. Take care of yourself with her. She knows what she's doing there. She seems to be on the right track anyway. Leak Project. Leak Project is the truth that's hard to pinpoint, you know. It goes off into different directions, so I really don't know how to explain it. It's more like Wayne Steiger and Global Witness, I believe. So, yeah, shout out to Leak Project, and who's all here? I haven't seen anyone else besides Seven and Doug. Messenger Mike. He has no videos. Give us a clue, man. What you about? What's your creation? If your creation isn't on YouTube, take a picture of it and post it on YouTube, you know. Let us know what's going on, Messenger, you know, with you. I like to see your creation, and everybody else would like to see it and communicate with you. Monica Singleton. Experiment with her advice on herbs and spices. She's 10 months old, and if you like making some remedies, you could probably make it with her. And like I said, Mama Chaos, she's all about, you know, family. So join her for her ride and her excursion in the know, and her family and juggling all that. The Zen, juggling Zen and family, you know. That's pretty hard to do, and I commend you, Mama. Da-da-da. Let me get off the bubbles. I'm sorry, I left the bubbles on. I like those bubbles because, you know, they remind me to pluck. And actually, those help me throughout meditation, because I started imagining those bubbles and I started blowing them out of my way. You know, with and I'd blow all the bubbles. You know, they come back, and you got to keep blowing and keep picking at them to get them completely out of there. But it's a good technique to use to kind of like pluck those out. Mother Nature! Yeah, my mama, she's my mother. She is my mother. She brought me into the power trip of things, you know. And I was kind of really scared of that. I was really intimidated from the story with me, you know, thinking that way of my teacher, and the exact thing happened. The exact bad thing happened that I said would happen, happened to her. And then with my boyfriend, this exact same thing I said would happen, happened to him. Either that day or a couple of years later. And I'm sure that's happened plenty of times with me, and I just don't know about it. But yeah, Mother Nature really brought me into being comfortable again with that. And to her, I love you for that. Um, but you want to verify those tarot cards with something else, like maybe some palm reading or something, just to verify that, the things are going the way they're supposed to be going, that the tarot cards didn't get mixed up somehow, because thoughts are very powerful. So if you have someone else's thoughts in those cards, it could be reflecting on their thoughts as well. So you may want to verify and make sure, because something can get jumbled, error can happen, in other words. Music. Well, in the name. Nature bound. Well, in the name. The outer light guy. He is one that woke me up a little. He ranted on a lot, but it was very funny. His rants were very funny, and I loved his thoughts about pilot cleansing and the way he formed his channel. If you're looking for a way to form your channel, he's got it. He shows about how he finds his information, and he goes into comments, and he's been on there a lot. And if you want a truther that kind of gives the truth with facts that you're trying to wake somebody up to, he's your guy. But I wouldn't go on there and comment, because there's outer people, the outer light people, the people that just don't know yet. I've been doing tarot often lately. Good. Yeah, keep that up, because that's going to create something. I mean, even if you don't like it, it's still going to create, that knowledge in you, and you're just going to flow with that knowledge no matter what. Even if you do pick up something else and you do decide to set down the tarot cards for now, you always want to pick it back up, because it's something that you started to learn. And sometimes you even learn it on your own, like you already know. It's kind of weird how that happens. Anyway, yeah, he rants. The outer light guy, he's pretty funny, because I used to be into Family Guy a lot, and he ranted on like Peter. It was so funny, his rants were, because he'd just go on and on, but it was funny whenever he go on, and he was right whenever he go on and on. So he's really good. He's a really good truther, and I suggest that if you're trying to wake somebody up, that's where to put them, right there. As far as to that waking up of what's going on the outside world, like what's so strange about this, what's so strange about the Vatican audience hall being a serpent's head, a snake, and the Pope is sitting in the mouth of the snake with the tongue, wrapping its little webs around everyone that's on the stage, like they're his damn puppets, the serpent's puppets, that really threw the wrench in mine, it really went, took me about a couple more months, but then I came back to Jeff, I found my way back to Jeff, and he said I was dead, and then I woke up. That sounded funny. Sandra D gives support. So if you need support, go to Sandra D. For your analytics and getting it together. You have an addiction, like me with my cigarettes. You have an addiction, go to her. She's really good at it. She's been there, she's done that, and she's with Jeff. So you know that she's good. Sean Hamilton. Truth to cosmic knowledge. So, yeah, check that out. Shane Stevenson is all about the crystals. Yeah, go connect with him and see what he's got going on there. He's got some pretty skull crystals there. Schultz McGee. Use him as a palate cleanser. He's actually really good for palate cleansing, along with you, Deborah. He has animals, though. He has dogs. And he puts in a little bit of funny music with that, like dun 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 dun, dun dun dun. And he's walking with his dogs, and it's so cute, And sometimes you just need to, or sometimes, that person that's getting so stressed out about what's going on out there in the real world, they need that palate cleanser. And sometimes you can just send them that link. And if you send them that link to his channel, and we keep this within the community, to Schultz McGee's channel, and you send them that palate cleanser, well, guess what's going to happen? They're going to go back to his channel, and then they're going to probably, he might do a live stream or something, and they might click into that and start talking to people, and then bam, with us. You never know what could happen out of that. So that's why I'm including all the outside stuff from before, because on the inside, you want to help, you want to save people, you want to do everything you can, but you can't do it. The only thing you can do is guide them to the right spot. I mean, that's really the only way you can do it, is just to guide them. Sometimes to push, like I did with my mom, because I got upset that she called me crazy, and I had to explain myself, because I didn't want to be put in a mental institution. I mean, that's literally what was going to happen there, to be quite honest with you. People thought I was nuts. Because, I mean, I was wired. It wasn't me, I before this, I was, like, really bad off. I was really quiet, and now before that, I was like myself, a little bit less than I am now. Didn't have this high, but I was in the know. But then as time wore on, and as all this bad stuff I was watching on TV started happening, it just popped my bubble. I mean, I didn't believe in nothing. I thought I was a living organism, just trying to survive in this cruel world that we all live in. And each day was just a challenge and challenge and a challenge and a challenge until I broke myself. It was basically like putting me in solitary confinement, because if I don't have that love, because I'm an empathetic man, if I don't have that love and that guidance to that light, I shut down, and I shut down pretty bad. And I'm glad that the outer light guy made me see that the Vatican Hall, and I'm glad that these beings, these bad beings, are showing themselves and waking us up. I mean, even if it is the good, sometimes I was thinking about, an old thought of mine before I went with this thought of us being dead, and, that we all have something going on here. I wonder if they're doing this to push us, like, to push us so that we could be saved, Like with me, I was, I lost myself, and I'd never done that before. I never lost myself like that. And I'm going to get real with you. I never really lost myself like that. It was pretty bad. No, it was horrible. I didn't like myself too much. I bitched in traffic, poking my finger up at people, and getting aggravated at the slightest little thing, and just shutting down completely. Shutting down totally to everyone and everything around me. I try to pull myself out of it, and this is a good way to pull yourself out of that, is that my mom, she gave me some seeds, and she told me to grow these, and I started it, because I love my mom, and I want to do everything I can for her, and I started growing a garden for her, because I knew that she couldn't do it. She has a heart problem. And let me tell you, that was so therapeutic right there. Grow a garden. If you know somebody who's down and out, start them a garden. Help them grow a garden. That will help them with that Mother Nature and connecting with Earth. I think that right there helped as well with preparing me for that, especially that. Because I'm watching things grow, and I'm nurturing them, and I'm helping them grow. You know what I mean? Let me see. I booked to go for a Terra. Deborah says that she has a great book to go with tarot that she found is 78 Degrees from Wisdom. 78 Degrees from Wisdom is a book that you should check out if you're looking for tarot cards. She thinks that that one's pretty good, and this is the kind of information I look for, because you come across a lot of bad information out there, and it's hard to pluck the good information from the bad information. And the more help that we have in our community with each other with going through this, the better off we are, you know, because everyone has tried something and it didn't work, or, you know, it did work. I mean, who can trust reviews? I mean, really, I don't trust reviews online. You know, I just go to the place and I test it, and I waste money doing that. You know, I don't really go anywhere anymore anyway, so. Especially now. I'm doing this and I'm done with all that outside stuff. So let's get back to my list here. We're almost done, I swear. I swear. We have Tots Revolution with Jay. He has a variety of truths, and yeah, he's just like Leak Project and Wayne. Yeah, if you need to wake somebody up, have him go there as well, along with that other light dude. I mean, you send people links to things that you know within our community, though. But then tell them about, you know, like maybe the outer light. I don't know. I don't really know. Just if you, as a person, I wouldn't comment on the outer light. You as a person here in our community, because anything you say will just get jumped on, you know, over there by people. But I'm sure with Tots and, you know, Leaked Projects and all those, you mention this and everybody be right with you. So that's the comforting part, is that everybody's right with you, and you may get some trolls, but hey, there's a lot more of us than there are of the trolls, and then there are a lot of the other people. So I think if we work it this way, then, you know, we send people like the pilot cleansers and therapies, meditations, even within our community, then they'll see the talk that's happening in our community. Then they'll start getting curious about that talk and then want to join in. Want to, not join in, but read on further, to explore further about the information that they're being given, because they're going to be like, what? No, what are these crazy people talking about? And then somebody will mention Jeff Daugherty or Leaked Project or something. They'll be like, okay, and then they'll go and they'll check out Leaked Project, and then they'll know exactly where we're coming from that point. The right channel. This is actually one that I found before I knew, and I found this very helpful with my writing tips. Yeah, so go to the right channel, you know, like you write. And that would be it for my shout outs to all of my subscribers here in my community so far. And I am going to get rid of a lot. Well, I don't really want to get rid of my stations that I have, because I think that people can still utilize those stations and like give them links to those to kind of wake them up, or maybe they may like my scary stories that I have, that I'm subscribed to. I don't really listen to him anymore, you know, because I don't really have time anymore, because I started this channel and, you know, trying to do this thing and that thing, trying to keep up with Wayne and try to see what Queen Quartz is up to. I don't know if you guys know about Queen Quartz and what she's trying to do. She's going to get us all together on a connection platform like YouTube and get it live going to where everybody's thinking all at the same time with their little crystals next to them, to heal and to protect them. Yeah, he's going to be doing that with Queen Quartz, and I really got to get back to my videos. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't check out everybody as thoroughly as I wanted to, is because I got a lot of work to do myself, so I can get caught up where Wayne is at and where Crystal Quartz is at on this, because I don't want to miss out on this. This is going to be exciting to see. To experiment with my power, because like I said, I was always so scared of it. Well, you know, if I can do some good with it, then hell, I'm going to tear it up. If I can do good, then I'm going to tear it up. So I want to do that. I don't know if anybody else knew about that or anything. Let's see what else is new in the world. What else is new? What I found out, I heard somebody talking about. I don't really go into the details of these things. Let's see, who was it? Richie from Boston was talking about. I think there was a lot of truthers talking about the nuclear explosion. Lake Project was talking about it too. The nuclear facilities with the hurricane and how some were damaged. And yeah, the whole world's gonna go to shit, I guess. Trying to think, is there anything else? Anything. And I just want to give a shout out too that that if you are working at this alone, like Jeff says, it's not a good idea to do it yourself, because you can't take your analytics and question those in a proper way. Look at like, you can't take your question, you know, like you can't examine yourself. You can, but it's really hard to examine yourself in these analytics. I've tried, and it is very hard. It took me like 3 days for one thing to pluck one thing out of my analytics. Took me, I think it was even longer than 3 days. So one morning, Sunday morning, I decided to wake up and start my own church, because I was tired of being alone in this. I need some help, because nobody will help me, you know. My family believes in the no, you know, and everybody's kind of intimidated by me. So I wanted to start my own church, and nope, can't do that, you know. So then I decided to look up a church, you know, in my area. Well, there's a center for the divine in my area. So if you are looking for help, there are places out there, and all I did was Google the word divine, and that was the first thing to come up. So let your know kind of like just do the work for you. You know, I just let the know, you know, because I started getting aggravated because I can't start my own church, and Jeff's now, he's not live streaming thing yet. I need some help with this, you know, and his serpent is not on yet, you know. Nobody's building anything on this analytical stuff, and I need help. So I found my own help, and yeah, I'll be watching Jeff, you know, of course, you know, every little bit helps. So even while I'm doing this, I'm still going to watch, you know, the Serpents and the Dove, the new channel that they're building over there. And that's going to help me out a lot. That, and, you know, going to these classes, going to these courses there at the center. Because these centers, it's not like church. It's a center. These centers are built and designed for people just like us. We have different beliefs, but our main beliefs is pointing the same way. So these different beliefs are, you know, they have all these different rooms, you know, that you can do things in. You can have meetings in, and you can do things. So myself, I can get together in my community and bring people out of hiding from this. I mean, that was a big major thing for me, to come out of hiding from this. I lived all my life, you know, trying to shame from it, because every time I would speak of it, somebody would go, okay, yeah, and give me that look of, you know, concern. Are you okay? Is your mind okay? And I'm just sitting there like, you don't know. You have no clue as to what's there and what I feel. And so it's good to have that connection with people of your own. So if you are looking, I would look in your own area. That way you can connect on a physical level too, instead of just an online level. I don't know who just popped in, but hey, we was just talking about the Center of Divine. It's not a church, it's a center that will help with this. I looked it up in my Google, and I just hit in the word divine, and the note just kind of guided me to this center in my area. So just hit in the word divine and see what pops up, see where your note takes you. Call up the people, see about, just be blunt. Hey, I just got off the line, and I just found out I was dead, and I need to come back to life again, and I heard that this is the right place for me to be, to pull out my analytics and try to get my stuff together here so I can, reign forward, and go into the light. And they'll be like, if they know what you're talking about, then they'll be all for it. If they don't, then they'll be kind of hesitant. Yeah, you can join our service on Sunday. We have what you need here. So if you could tell, if somebody knows or if they don't know. And two, you can go on the site if like this place kind of said that they had a new way of thinking, a totally different way of thinking. So yeah, so those are the things that you want to look for in that. And you do want to get help. You don't want to do this alone, because if you do it alone, you're going to take what could take a year, it's going to take you like 3 years if you try to do it yourself. You can't question yourself properly. It takes time to come up, to set yourself aside of yourself, to be able to, examine yourself. And you have to meditate, and we're new. We're new at all this, a lot of us. We never even meditated before, So if you're in that spot, if you're meditating, then by all means, do what you got to do. But if you haven't meditated, this is the way. You probably wouldn't be able to analyze yourself if you never meditated. I think that you probably could do a better job at it if you were to be meditating all the time, because then you would be putting yourself in that no spot until you woke up. But even I was in that no spot for quite a while, and whenever I woke up, I even all that time between, I didn't meditate. But you know what? I did. Because I was sitting around thinking yesterday, I look at the sky a lot. Like I'll sit outside and on my porch, and I'll look at the sky a lot and, watch the clouds. That is meditation, because you're breathing and you have visualization and, you're relaxed. So yeah, I have meditated in my own ways, because there's different ways to meditate. So I take that back. I have meditated. So there went that. But see, that's what this is all about, is talking and figuring it out. And I will be setting up my computer. God, I've been trying, and it's just, I cannot. It seems like everything I do, I'm a powerhouse, man. I am a powerhouse, and I feel like something is blocking me from doing what I want to do, what I need to do, because it don't like me. Because I'm about ready to stomp it out. And that's the way I feel about all of it. Because I'll get on and I'll just start doing something like now. I can't even get rid of these. There it is. Okay. Like I can't get rid of stuff. Like I'll go and I'll press something, like something will be on here, and I'll go to press it, and the thing will be there to stop me. Something will be there to, like it won't press, or the whole phone was shut off, for no reason, or it could be anything. Anything at all to aggravate the living heck out of me in order to disrupt that peaceful pattern. Because it wants me for itself. It likes that side of me that did that to my teacher, that pushed my teacher with my power and pushed my hubby with my power. It liked that. And I always knew that it liked that. So I stared away from it completely, and I watched what I said around people. I tried always not to get mad, but I tell you what, it had me. This be right before all this happened, it had me. I was ready to fall from grace, to be quite honest with you. And I guess that's what they mean by falling from grace. Is I was there, boy. I was really there. But anywho, I don't know really what else to talk about, unless you guys have any questions for me or any ideas, any other subscribers that you know of. Is it okay if I yank out your subscribers from your channels? Is there anyone? I don't really want to do that, because I want to keep them within the community. So my email is Nunya same way it's spelled on the site. And I'm sorry I can't write this down. nunya.m.f.business@gmail. So that's nunya.m.f.business@gmail. So just think none of your motherfucking business and think of it as separated and abbreviated the cuss words. Because all about words, right? I don't want to display those words. But yeah, if you wanted to send me the links or send me some peeps that you have subscribed, or if it's okay, you can give me a thumbs up and let me know it's okay. If all your peeps are people within, or, you know, if you do it, you know what I mean? Like some people just created their channel so that they can know what they're knowing. So if you have nothing but subscribers here, let me know and I'll just go in your channel and I'll just pluck them out. But if not, just go to my email there at nunya.m.f.business@gmail and drop those links in there, and or give me the names or whatever, however you want to do it. Just give me some names and I'll go ahead and I'll subscribe to them and put them up on the channel and give them shout outs every now and again. I'm going to keep doing these shout outs. Every time I come on, I think I'm going to do some shout outs. That way, or actually, you know what? I'll just tell them to go in my subscription and find somebody of perfect nature. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And I'll even give shout outs every now and again to newcomers. Who's here? Who's here? I see 4. I see 4 people. Talk to me. Please. Jenny and Matt, hello. Who's the third one? Hello? Who's the third one? We got Jenny, Matt, we got 7 Serpents, and we got Deborah. Who else? Come on. Show yourself. Please. That's okay. That's okay. I understand. Go to my channel, and if you need any help though, yeah, just go to my channel and click on some subscriptions up there. Be careful of some of them. They're a list of old things that I used to watch, but they could come in handy to waking people up. What else to talk about, peeps? Do you have any questions for me? I haven't seen any yet. Unless I... Oh, 7 Serpents says most of his subs are on the spiritual natural path, so the spiritual path. So yeah, I'll be going into yours and plucking yours out and putting them here, if you don't mind that. I'm sure you don't, because you're with me. I know you are. I don't need to know. I already know. I don't need you to say it. I already know. I can feel it. Sorry, I keep putting my hand in the way. Oh, and Jenny and Matt says 7 has some awesome vids, so go check 7 out. Yeah, definitely go check him out, because what he's got going on is good, but you want to, like I said, be ready. Always be ready. Get your analytics straightened out a little. You know, if you're jittery still, I don't think I would be messing too much with power. You want to, I think, what's telling me inside and is that I don't really want to do too much with my power just yet, because I'm still jumping. I'm still like that boom, boom, whenever I landed. I'm still doing this. And I need to just do that, is what I need to do before I even mess. Yeah, I can do some, you know, but I don't think I want to do much, especially with where I was at before this, you know, because I still have thoughts come in. They're still trying to get me. Like last night, they were trying to get me while I was trying, and they'd even put me to sleep. They even put me to sleep. I believe that that's because I had this really bad thought, and I remember while I was meditating, ooh, 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 pluck it out, pluck it out, pluck it out, just get it out of here. And I was trying to blow on it and push it, you know, and it just wouldn't get out. It was like this voice, and it was very scary. And you know, it wasn't scary to me because I didn't really care. You know, you do what you want, but it sounded scary, like creepy, and it was trying to detour me. I forgot what it said, and I'm sorry. And then next thing you know, I'm waking up here in my room. So it did a number on me last night. So be careful, you know, whenever you're meditating, don't lay down whenever you first start, because man, you fall asleep. And I left myself open there, and I didn't even realize, you know, I'm just trying to meditate. I should have been sitting up because I'm new at this, and I just wanted to be able to relax. I was so tired, and I just wanted to be able to relax my whole body, and I can't do that whenever I'm sitting up. So I thought if I laid down, that I'd be able to relax more, and I was relaxing more, and I was getting there. I was almost there. I could hear the divine, and that's another thing, is that I was transcending to another level, because I can hear vaguely for like a few seconds, like a few words. Actually, no, it was a whole sentence and a half, because I couldn't really grasp the last end of it. But I heard, and I could tell it was from divine. It was telling, I can't remember what it was telling me, but my knows, you know, because it was for me. But she was saying something, and it kind of faded out, and then all of a sudden this bad thing came in with this loud, creepy voice, and disrupted that. And I was trying to, I pushed it out, and then I was trying to gain back, and then I just fell asleep. Right, you know, it seemed like I fell asleep right after that, because I don't remember anything after that. So I think it got me. So I need to do some meditation today, boy, and try to clear that out of there, and try to do some analytics today and try to pull that out of there, because I don't even remember what it said, but whatever it said touched me, and I know it did. So be careful whenever you're meditating of that as well, because they'll try to come in and try to mess with you, especially whenever, see what happened was, what was happening first was right here. I had somebody who was tickling me right here while I was trying, and I kept breathing and trying to ignore it and ignore it and ignore it and ignore it and ignore it, and it just kept tickling. And the more I tried to ignore it, the more it kept going, and the more it persisted, the more it tickled. And I kept pushing it out, you know, I was successful at pushing it out, but then it would go for my feet. Then it would go for something else. I forgot what it was after that. But anyway, it just kept, and then it would go for then it went for my thoughts. So yeah, be careful, you know, whenever you're meditating, because these things come in, and you're like, and it tries to disrupt your flow, and then it got me. It made me fall asleep, and it probably slammed into my dreams, and I don't even remember, I haven't remembered any of my dreams lately. And I'm usually a dreamer, man. I dream real vivid, like I'm living it, like it's my reality. That's how good I dream. And I remember most of my dreams. Most of them, probably about 85-95% of those dreams I remember out of a year. So for me not to remember for a whole 2 weeks now of my dreams is kind of weird. And it kind of concerned me. And I was watching Jeff's channel about I forgot what it was about dreaming. Yeah, it was about dreaming, I think. Something to do with that. Anyway, he said that it was normal, that I was doing, you know, my brain was shutting the sleep down, so my body is in control of the purging, of not eating, of even just that. So it's my sleep. It's control of everything, if you can believe that. And that's something I didn't put together, you know, like everything goes together, you know, like the 5 fingers, it's all connected. I wonder if that's entails of something, you know, like this could be that and that could be that. Anybody know? Anybody study palmistry? That's something I want to do, is palmistry. So I'm going to be looking that up, but I'm afraid to go anywhere until I get my computer, because it's, God, trying to look anything up on a damn phone, on a darn phone, excuse my language, on a darn phone, is so hard to do. You know, you can't really do much on a phone. I can't wait until I can get a webcam and I can put that up, or the center helps me out. I'll probably be living at that center. Go ahead and laugh, everyone, because you know you would too. If you didn't have the things that you needed at home, and you wanted to get this information out there, and you wanted to do the right things for yourself, then you'd be doing exactly that, living there. I wonder what it's going to be like. I already lived at a hospital before for 3 months with my dad. He was in the hospital, and I wouldn't leave him alone. Security asked me to leave, and I told him no. And they were like, well, ma'am, you gotta leave. And I said, I don't have to do anything. I'm staying here with my dad, and that's final. You know, he was there for me whenever I was little, and I didn't have a dad, and he came in, and he substituted my real father with being a daddy. He's going to get my full support. You're not moving me from this unless you want to handcuff me and arrest me. And they left me alone. I stayed there for 3 months, took showers there, went to family members' houses, and and actually I could talk about that a little, because the power of healing within these hands is so phenomenal that I didn't know anything about healing. You know, I never read anything about it. I just kind of go with what I feel, you know. Throughout life, I always went through what I felt. And my dad, he was in the hospital, and he had an infection going on. It was a staph infection, and they were trying to get rid of the staph infection, and there was other things going on that kept, you know, it was kind of like a car where you get one thing and one thing and one thing and one thing. Well, yeah, that kept happening, and towards the end there, they said, well, if he doesn't get his dialysis, towards the middle, I'm sorry, if he doesn't get his dialysis, then he can't take this heart medicine, and we need his heart level to go down so that we can give him this medicine so that he can do dialysis. So I'm like, okay. So I started out, I think it was 7 o'clock that night, and actually it was more like 6 immediately. It was almost immediately that I started out, and I put my hand right over his heart and over his pulse, and I just said, Dad, now I want you to go with me. I'm just going to show you right here. I just want you to go with me, and I just want you to be calm and breathe. And I'd rub on his chest to get him to breathe exactly in the same pattern I was going to. He was in a coma at this point. They put him under because, you know, the pain. And I had him breathe, so he started breathing in the same pattern as I started doing it. Then I worked on his heart. Now follow me, Daddy, follow me. And I kept doing this all night long with my hands. And I could feel my heel coming to him. I could feel it healing inside of him. I could feel it. And the nurse came in that morning and took his vitals, the same nurse that told me about, you know, all this. And she said, what happened? And I said, what, you know, because I was all concerned, because I thought maybe I did something wrong with my power. You know, I was so scared. Go to church. Scared, go to church. So I was so scared, and I jumped up and I said, what? And she's like, how did this happen? And I said, what? And she said, the vitals. She said, they're completely normal. I've never seen this in my career ever. What happened last night? And I told her what I did, and she said, well, no one has ever done that to a patient, and I'm going to have to spread this word along about this, you know, about the focus of thought to this, and maybe other patients can take advantage of this, because he is ready for dialysis now. But unfortunately, other things got in the way, and he passed away on that. So that was unfortunate, but I did heal, and I did save him in the end. I'm almost positive I did, because of the glare in his eye. Anything else? Oh, here we go. I swear this thing doesn't pop. It doesn't even give me an indication that a chat is going. I'm working on astral projection. Oh my gosh, yes. Are you new? You're new. You're new at this, and you're already in astral projection. Oh man, I'd be careful. I'd be real careful, because you're leaving your body vulnerable, right? I mean, let's talk about that. Leaving the body vulnerable, and the stuff. I hope you're being coached by a really good person, and you're not just doing this by yourself, Deborah, because you can be leaving yourself open to something bad to come in and take control of things. Maybe, I don't really know, you know. But that's the first. That was my first thought. The no telling me that could be, yeah. Whenever you said the word scary, that's the first thing that popped in my head, was somebody coming in and taking advantage of me not being there, doing harm in my mind and my body. And I'm not talking about, you know, exorcist. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody just getting in and, well, let me just take that their brain. Let me just take that, and we'll take that third eye and we'll just squeeze it and pinch it. That way she can't use it, you know, because this is my world and I don't want her hair in it. I am on a power trip, you see, and I'm very strong right now. You see where I'm going with this? So be real careful about that. Oh, thanks, Jenny. Thanks, Matt. My dreams are less and less since I woke. Yeah, mine too. I don't have any. I don't have any at all. Which is kind of weird. I think that our bodies are telling us what to do. And Jeff says not to dream. Jeff says to go to bed saying, I'm not going to dream, I'm not going to dream, I'm not going to dream. Because dreams can be harmful in a way. Because sometimes, you know, like with my meditation session, things can come in and start shouting something that's not true. And because you're sleeping and unconscious, you know, you may not be able to protect yourself. Like my dad, you know, I was able to, you know, manipulate his heartbeat, manipulate his breath with, and I know that, yeah, he could feel me, blah, 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 but no, I was putting power in there, and I was drained, real drained, the next morning. I mean, it drained everything out of me. I gave him all my energy, all of it. I mean, I pushed forward, and I pushed everything I had into my dad to heal him so that he can get this done. And, you know, it works. So if I can do that to my dad, Deb, think about what somebody else can do to you. You know, they can maneuver and, you know, do things inside of you with their power. And I don't even have it. You know, I have power, but if you think about the power that these people have, these bad people who are in our government, I mean, my gosh, I mean, adrenal glands to hype in that, I don't know exactly what it does, but I imagine that you're taking essence from somebody, and that could lead up to some bad JoJo there. So yeah, be real careful. Be real careful with these people. Protect yourself well. Make sure you have somebody with you whenever you're doing any kind of bodily experiences to where something where you're leaving yourself vulnerable. Jeff said something too about meditating and about using your power. If you're using your power to manifest to someone, then it's wrong. You're leading yourself over into a dark path. But if it's just there, then you're okay. And that was one thing that I was messing up on with the tarot card reading, is I was pushing my energy like I was with my dad for the healing. But see, that's for healing. The push is for healing. not for card reading, you know, and that was my mistake. But you learn as you go, you know, because your no kind of tells you what to do. And you have an awesome day too, Matt and Jenny, and thank you for your comments. I appreciate the help with everything. We all need each other's help here, so I appreciate you coming in and joining me today. I don't really have much else to talk about. I just wanted to give a shout out to my peeps, and I'm going to keep trying to work on getting this with the center and doing that, and then you'll see me on here a lot more. So yeah, I'll be waiting. I'll be here. And sorry I fell asleep last night for everyone. That's what happens whenever you're dealing with powerful beings. They try to mess everything up. There was a reason why I should have went on last night, and I apologize to that one person. It's probably the person who's taken power and using it in a bad way. I should have pointed that out last night, but unfortunately it didn't let me. And yeah, so watch yourself with these beings. They're really powerful, and they can do some harm to everyone involved in what we're doing. They try to put a stop to things. They try to mess with the electrics. Get yourself some crystals. I'm on my way to get mine at the mailbox. It should be there now, from Queen of Hearts. Again, if you don't know about Queen of Hearts, look up her website. Queen of Hearts. I think you can find it through Wayne Steiger's station. I know that she has a video, and if you roll back to the end of the video, it'll tell you towards the end of the video, it's like 10 minutes prior to it ending, 10 to 15 minutes, that you be able to get that email address. I can't remember it because I was looking for it, and see, this is another thing. I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it because it kept bringing up everything else, and so finally I had to go into the video and kind of like just copy down exactly what the email address was in order to find it. So you may have to do the same, because there's a lot of, I even signed up for Queen of Quartz website that was about makeup of all things, and look at me, do I look like I wear makeup? So I just signed up for makeup because I didn't know what I was doing, because I don't know these things, you know. You think that you know where you're going, and you no, mistake of a newbie, right? I mean, I took my computer programming courses, but I mean, that was a long time ago. That was long ago. That was in the 1990s. I mean, I had to walk two miles just to make it up to a computer at the library, if I can rent one out for an hour, if that, and then sit there for an hour, and then not even get any work done because you got your preparation, and you know, you're trying to get there, and you know, you're almost there, and then all of a sudden time's up, you're done. So yeah, that was my experience of trying to find out about anything, you know, is going up to the library and spending, you know, spending 3 hours total on nothing, really. An hour to walk there, an hour to look things up, and an hour back. Today is great with these technologies now, with being able to look things up. So I'm inexperienced at it, and I apologize, you know. As soon as I hit out of college, I said, screw this shit. I'm sorry, excuse my language. Forget about this stuff and move on and try to live your life the best way you can. Maybe take some of this knowledge, and I took some knowledge, but you know, to actually work on computers, you know, I had to walk to the library. So who really wants to do that all the time and learn how to do Word and learn how to do all this stuff? I just went up to the library, looked up what I need to look up, and left, because that's all the time I had. And most of that was basically for things I needed on a daily basis, not things I wanted, not things that I wanted, you know, for myself. Because as you live, you know, and as you grow life, people tend to get busy. But I'm done with all that now, so we're all good, right? And I think that's it. And I just want to ask you, did you lay your seed today? Did you find somebody and lay that seed so that they can wake up? Wake up. Lay the seed, please. See that? I'm going to bid my adieu. Good night, all. Good night, Seven. Good night, Deb. Good night, Essential. Good night, Jenny Max. Thanks for coming on the show today. I know that you're not in the show, but you were here with me in chats, and sometime soon I'll be able to have you on as guest, and that way we can talk in a panel about and discuss about things. That way we can help, further, maybe talk about a little bit of what you do and how you do it, and things like that. And I'll get it together, I promise. Thank you very much. I can use it. I can use it. I have to work tonight, and I woke up with this today. I could use that positive energy. Deborah, thank you. Because I woke up today, and, with that, what happened, I appreciate the peace and love. I really do. Please, send it all my way. Thank you. So, I'll be getting everything together, so be expecting me. Be expecting me. I'll be here. All right. Love you guys. Have fun. Be safe, all.